What's up, guys? Darin here with Grow Glide. We're back at the old Mango facility. As you can see, there's no secret where we're at. And last time we were here, it was setting up racks and a lot of workflow going on. But now that we're here this time, it's a whole different ball game. So, wanted to say what's up again one more time. Got out of the dungeon, and man, reality is here. So obviously a lot of this was your vision, and a lot of it wasn't. A lot of it came along the way. So before we get into the specifics, what was your vision prior to all this, and compared to what it is now?
I gotta say that I definitely had this in mind as a goal, and I think I achieved it. You gotta set goals in life that are realistic. If you set an unrealistic goal, you might never get there, and it might demoralize you, and you don't keep trying. So I think you should set a chain of commanding goals that are achievable. And then once you get to that goal, you say, okay, well, I got to there, what's next for me? And then what's achievable now that I got to this point? And once you get to a certain point, other doors may open to where it might change your mind. Maybe you had this other goal in mind, but you know what? I got to this point, and now I have a chance to do something else that might be better than that original goal that you thought. So you definitely branch out. It's like a tree or a root system that gets the path of least resistance. I think I achieved the goal, which was building a well-known facility, a noticed facility. Now we want to work on the brand. We want to be recognized as a cannabis brand in the California market, because we believe that's the mecca. And also we want to bring our partners with us. We want to bring Trollmaster, we want to bring ThinkGrow and Grow Glide. And any company that helped us with us from the beginning, we want to help those companies grow with us. Definitely the goals have definitely gotten bigger. We got a lab that's coming, and we're even thinking of now a dispensary. Where that may happen or not is yet to be seen, but I'm not going to stop until I hit a brick wall. If I get a brick wall, I just might, shoot a missile on it.
Back up and go faster.
Kick another one in or something.
Amen.
I don't know.
I think we're pretty similar in a sense. The show me, don't tell me mentality, right? So for me with Grow Glide, it was really big on, I want to show them, don't tell them. I want to build it. I want to use it. I want to show how it's useful, how we do things. And same thing for you. You're a big voice out there. People listen, but the reason why they listen, in my opinion, is because you're out there doing it. So what did you do? You want to tell people, you want to school them, you want to enlighten them on product and innovations and ways to be successful in this space. What better way than to build this space? And now you're actually hands getting dirty. You're doing the damn thing. You're showing the people, not telling them.
Two best words of motivation: you can't. And my answer is 2 words: watch me.
Love it.
Watch me.
I love
That's
it.
what I'm gonna do.
Keep it coming, haters. Keep it coming.
Exactly.
If you had 3 main reasons for building this up and fulfilling this dream of yours, what would be your top 3?
The writing was on the wall for us a long time ago, when the first state became legal. From that point on, we knew it was just going to be like a domino. State after state after state was going to become legal, and we couldn't grow weed in the underground anymore. So I said, I'm a contractor. I know how to build these spaces. I want to have my own place. I want to have my own cultivation facility. I want to have my own brand. So that was, early, 2000, early teens, 2011, 2012. I started thinking, California, maybe I could make it out there. That was probably number one thing that made me want to build the facility. And I didn't think it was going to happen until later on, in 2018, 2019, when I met the right person, and we thought this could be a possibility.
So number one is just the dream aspect, is the question of, can I do it? And then the challenge of, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it, correct. And then it was just a matter of time of, I started selling equipment because I had some legal troubles that happened to me in California, so I couldn't really be in a grow room. So I kind of transitioned, you always got to pivot. Like I said, not always the baddest animal survives, the most adaptable. So I had readapted to be able to feed my family, so then I started selling equipment. And then I just that combined with my cannabis knowledge and construction knowledge, I decided, I'm going to build this place and I'm going to make it happen.
Yep. So you're building your vice, you're building your vehicle to be able to show the masses of, this is why we do what we do.
Correct, and then obviously along the way, through social media, you get with these, bickers with these people that says, you can't grow, or you can't do this, you can't do that. So then I want to show the haters Yes, I can.
Wait, so you're on social media?
Yes, sir.
No way. Okay, I'll have to look you up.
Yeah, please.
I hear some good memes on
every once in a
social
while.
media.
Every once in a while, we do a little meme. You know, the memes kind of have slowed down a little bit because now I don't need the memes to get attention to the page.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
now I can.
That's what.
That's what happened. Yeah,
All right,
that's what
all
happened. That's how the meme started. Believe it or
Take
not.
note. You know, I need some more followers. I gotta talk with the bosses and make sure I can do some memes now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay, so you got the dream, you got the pivoting and coming into the legal space as your number 2. You know, what would be your number 3 purpose in life here at the Mango facility?
Well, there's several. I guess you could say either a legacy. I wanna be able to bring the partners that I'm involved with, and any other company that's helped me out. I want all of us to succeed and become a legacy in this space. You know, I want them to remember who Miami Mango was, who Grow Glide is in a company, Trollmaster, Think Grow, you know, and I think we're doing a good job, and I think it might catch on.
Yeah, you know, the common denominator there is success, right? Is, you know, we can have the legacy, we can have the followers, we can have all this stuff, but if we're not coming out with tried and true products that's bringing success to all of our peoples, our friends, our clients, however you want to look at it, you know, all of the soldiers in the same struggle, bringing success in a way that we're showing and not just telling. That's huge in itself.
Do it like, do it like, do it like.
So, you know, obviously when it comes to, you know, facility design, you know, you got location, you've got square footage, you've got size, you got licensing. You know, what kind of started this actual location in this facility? What drove that?
Well, when partner and I decided to make this a reality, we had to choose a location. Several states came up. Colorado came up, you know, Oklahoma came up, and I said, no, we're gonna do it in California. We're gonna do it in the Mecca, the hardest place to do it, and if you can survive in California, you can survive anywhere. So we decided to do California. Then I started looking into LA and Sacramento. I just can't do the heavily urban, the concrete jungle, couldn't do it. Cost of living, you know, employees, just the traffic. So I decided, you know what, I've been in the Sacramento area for years, so we decided to do it in Sacramento. Easy in and out of the airport, within a half hour you can come here, because this space had a purpose from the beginning. It was to build a facility not only to grow some of the best cannabis, clean cannabis that you can get in the California market, but it's also a main thing was to showcase the products of my partner Trollmaster. We want to be able to show their controllers, and then later on the light aspect of the business. So I wanted, when I was doing consulting back in the day, they used to say, hey, can we go to a place and see the products? Well, I couldn't say, hey, can you let me go to the 200 light trap and bring these clients through? It just wasn't going to work. I wasn't going to ask a trapper to let me go to their facility. And if I knew friends that were in the rec industry, it just disrupts the workflow. So I figured, you know what, the best thing to do is just to build our own place, and then that way I can disrupt whatever I want whenever I want. Kind of like now, we're disrupting traffic right now. Amen. There's guys working back there, they can't come out for 15 minutes. Hold on, we're almost there. So that's kind of what led to this. About design, once you decide where you're going to do it, you got to go look at properties that you're able to be able to grow cannabis in. And this happens to be District 6 in Sacramento. And you go look at buildings. Once you get a building, it starts from there. You know, what's the shape of the building, the square footage of the building, and then you got to start doing mathematical equations on how many lights you can put into the space for flowering, and then that's going to tell you how much space you need for veg space, you know, for propagation. Depends on the size of how big your rooms are, how many rooms you have is going to tell you the space of your dry room, if you need multiple dry rooms, and then all the square footages. And also, just like anything else, you know, as you know, Grow Glide, if you go 2 tiers, 3 tiers, you need that much more space to be able to veg more plants, and then also to be able to dry more product, which is the dry cannabis. So it all does jive together in some kind of way, and experience kind of comes handy in this, and I think I pulled it off.
Absolutely. And you know, when we're hearing all these big facilities, and you know, I just toured a 250,000 square foot facility. Like, there are some massive facilities out there. And then sometimes, you know, when you get caught in the mix and hearing all these numbers, you think, oh, it's just a 10,000 square foot canopy license, not a big deal. But man, when you come here, you don't feel like this is on the smaller side. I mean, the efficiency that you have in this facility was completely thought out. There's not a wasted speck of space in the whole facility.
This facility is definitely built for speed, 100% production. One of the things that I guess you could say maybe is an oversight is stocking stuff like, you know, rock wool. We go through a container of 2 of rock wool every harvest. So rock wool don't pay the bills. So what we did is we ended up using containers to store the rock wool outside of the space because there's no storage space inside this space. We pay cannabis rent dollars, and every dollar that's paid for this space is got to produce.
So we kind of wrapped our heads around the decision of location, decision of facility size, layout, design. Once you get past that, the next step is obviously hardware and product and supplies. And with a guy like you, with a few followers and a little bit of a space on that old Instagram of ours, I would imagine you had probably a decent amount of product coming your way and trying to get into your facility. How did you navigate through all that, and how did you make your decisions on hardware and product that you brought into this facility?
Well, yes, I do. I guess you could say that I have a small presence on social media, Instagram, and a lot of people would want to probably use my influence in social media to sell their products. But I got to tell you that I don't really sell my soul to the devil. A lot of products, even in my hydro store, my online hydro store, Mango Tech store, there's very few products on there. And the reason for that is because if I don't believe in the product, I don't really want to sell it. It's kind of tough to sell something that you don't believe in. There's very few products that I sell that I don't use, and that's just because it doesn't mean that it just doesn't probably fit for the indoor or my stuff or my style, but I do believe in it and I do sell it. But for the most part, 95% of the products that I sell, I actually use in this space. My social influence does create some havoc because my DM's full of people pitching me all the time. And I gotta tell you, I wish you would have gave me free racks, you son of a gun. But you didn't. You made me pay for them. You gave me a fair deal, buddy. You gave me a fair deal. But I like your product. I believe in your product. I remember there was actually some guy, one of your friends, that hit me up on the DM and says, "Hey, you ought to go talk to this guy. He's in Southern California." And I said, you know what? He said the right words. I get pitched on Instagram all the time, and there's very few times that it catches on. But this gentleman said the right words, and I got a hold of you and says, "Hey, where are you at in Southern California? Back in the day, you were in Riverside." I scheduled a plane ticket. I came out and see you, and I says, I looked at your double tier racks. I says, you know what? This is freaking nice, and I could understand it because you are a grower and you designed that stuff as a grower. You weren't like getting some other equipment that you doubled it as a cannabis industry product. It was a thought process. You made it industry specific. I gave you my 2 cents on a couple of things, and that was about it. You had a pretty damn good product.
So getting into the hardware, getting into the racks, I started implementing a while back, and like you said, you came and you gave some pointers, and for me that's huge. For somebody that's innovating and creating new product, it's always good to bring in somebody that's going to poke you here, poke you there, kind of agitate you a little bit, but it really gets you thinking and get your mind thinking from an outsider's perspective. As a grower, you learn very quickly that bringing in outside eyes into your facility is very helpful, and it's not an ego thing. It's not a I know everything. What it is just bringing in fresh eyes. So Alex came out way back when, and he actually brought a new set of eyes to my innovation system and what we were doing, and it's been very helpful. For instance, perfect example. He came and said, "Hey, you got to think about bringing in an air system and bringing in air from above." And I'm coming from an HID grower, and I'm thinking, so you're telling me you want to bring in air and blow above a heat source and push it onto my plants? I was like, you're high and not in a good way, right? But he kept pushing me, Darin, I'm telling you, the technology is different in LEDs, and sure enough, here we are. We've got AirGlide now, and we've got a system that's taking air and blowing it through the lights and blowing it down on the canopy, which I thought was insane. But here we are. We're in this facility now, and we're actually seeing tried and true results of what the air system is doing. We're able to tuck it. We're able to get it out of the way. We're not doing oscillating fans, and we're exactly doing that. I'm blowing air through the cracks and crevices of these diode bars, and I've got thousands of ladies out here that are telling me, "Hey, your boy Alex is right. We're not pissed. We actually do like this kind of airflow," right?
The girls are happy. The girls are definitely happy. So it's definitely delivering plenty of air into the canopy.
something that you're doing here that I've actually taken note on is you're doing a lot of different test case and test samples, right? So a big thing for me and what I've always thought was, everybody gets really deep in crop steering, their climate controls, they're manipulating humidity, temperatures, CO2s, the nutrient, they're manipulating everything, but when it came to airflow, it was simply air on, air off, air on, air off. And with a product like AirGlide and getting into the EC controls and those kind of fans, it gives you guys the power to actually start learning what that fan manipulation actually does.
Your system is so well designed that the airflow is so strong that we want to be able to turn it down. So now you have the capability to slow down, group fans together, dim them, turn them on, turn them off, and that's going to be coming in the future. And obviously it's all worked off the AirGlide design. And now we're just always developing new ways to innovate and co-work with other companies like yourselves.
So now that you have everything in place, you've handpicked everything, you've dialed everything in to what you think you need now. So next thing is, that small word, results, right? I want you to speak a little bit on these results and how you see yourself moving forward from here to gain all this information, and then what are you going to do with those results?
Well, a lot of the results in the data we have plans for that. We're gonna monetize that for sure. Like I said, we're going through the software. We just started our first harvest, and the COAs came out great. Everything's over 30% clean. So we're gonna keep that up. We're gonna try to raise it, raise the bar on every aspect of that. So I can't complain of the way that everything's going on. I do definitely want to touch about your company. I do appreciate that I can always call you and then bring ideas to you. And I'm not calling just a rep or anything like that. And then you take my ideas or my comments or my
keep it down.
Girls got to feed. Or my feedback, and you actually think about it, and you bring results for us cultivators. You're the guy. I can call you, and then you can implement that. You can go talk to the engineers, and you make it happen. Kind of like I talk to Trollmaster. If I talk to you, you listen, you understand because you're a cultivator yourself, and you can say, hey, that makes sense. But let's make another twist. You'll add another point to the mix, and then make it even that much better.
Not always do our inklings and our ideas result in, okay, yeah, that makes sense, let's change it. A lot of times we come back and say, I hear you, but for all these other reasons, it doesn't make, I get it, we can
100%
get our heads back together.
Yep.
But yeah, so definitely results is huge. So, when most people bring up the word success, naturally it's get a facility, grow a lot of good weed, right? Pretty basic. Get high numbers, high volume, and good quality. But let's dive a little deeper into success for you in this facility. What does this success look like for the Miami Mango Cannabis facility?
Well, a lot of people will see the word success in many different ways. And most of the people would say, I guess financial stability would be success. And that's, I'm not gonna lie, that's part of it. Definitely we all wanna be financially stable. But to be from Florida and come to California, which is the mecca of cannabis in the world, and to launch a brand from nothing, from being a trapper, and having it be recognized as one of the better cannabis brands in the world, that would be success. If whether I operate this thing in 10 years or I sell it or whatever it is, to have Miami Mango Cannabis being recognized as one of the better brands or an iconic brand in California or the world market and be known worldwide, that would be the true meaning of success to me, leaving a legacy.
Absolutely, and you hit it with legacy. People can date back years and years ago and talk about things they learned from Alex, things they learned from Miami Mango. When you have success, you share it. There's a lot of people, we grew up I had best friends growing and they didn't tell you any other secret sauce. They're like, oh, I hope you do well, I hope you do. Yeah, all that was going on, but from day one, that's how I was introduced to you by, like, this guy doesn't give a shit. He's gonna go out there and he's gonna spread the good word. If this guy's got success, he's gonna tell the world.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many times I see in your channels, in your comments as, thank you so much, I learned this from you at this point. Thank you for sharing this, thank you for sharing that. You're not keeping it back, you're not holding it back. So when you got success at a facility like this and you're bringing in the racking and you're bringing in these different innovations, you're showing not only that, yes, you got success, but you're also showing the blueprints of, this is how I did it. It's not a big secret. So
I think it's part of the universe. You got to give stuff away if you want to get stuff in return, and I don't have a problem with that. I like to share. I like to see people succeed.
I navigate towards real people and people that are about their business and about what they say and actually, back up what they're saying. And, just I'd say the least that you do pretty well at that. So.
Yep, I think I talk the talk, and most of the time I definitely walk the walk. Kudos to you. I mean, you've came a long way, and then Grow Glide's made a name for itself in this industry. I think you guys are probably the industry leaders. I think you guys are the industry leaders in this space.
We live for this.
I hear you.
Alex lives by it. Grow Glide lives by it. That's how we roll. Show me, don't tell me.
That's the way you got to do it, man. You got to do it. You got to talk the talk and got to walk the walk.